The amount of men that are broke, don't want to be providers, or spend their money to take a woman out to nice places, what do you want then? Do you even like women? Maybe you should be dating men. These types of guys are wondering what they're getting in return when they're getting her presents. Women can afford their own dinner. They don't need to be there, and they don't understand. There can only be one princess.
Every time I post a video about, how a man should be taking care of his woman, spoiling her, whatever, there's always men in the comments, and it honestly makes me laugh. They say, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. I think that is, hilarious. That's honestly the problem. Men like that, you have to stay away from. Honestly, the problem. Because, what do you mean? You need to do your part. Make your woman feel good. Treat her good. Spoil her. And in return, you get 10 times more when you do that. You get 10 times more. But the problem is that men don't even want to try anymore. They don't even want to bother. They're stingy. They're gross. They're selfish. And yeah, they're wondering. They're wondering why.
Does anyone know where to find a man who actually likes women? I don't mean wants to fuck women. I don't mean enjoys what women can offer to him. I mean, where are the men that actually like women? Look at women as a gender and think, wow, women have so much that they offer to the world. I just don't think they exist. I really don't. And there used to be men who liked women, who appreciated what women brought to the world. And I just don't know where they went.
Okay, I feel like everyone knows I talk about dating a lot on my account. But here's the thing. One of my biggest fears is, one, never getting married and being alone and sad my whole life. That's just, in all honesty, it doesn't have to happen right now, but just at some point in my life, I just want to find love, I need someone to care about me, because it gets kind of lonely when you're living on your own and no one cares if you lived or died. And so yeah, that's one of my biggest fears. That and my partner being I actually don't love you anymore. Those are my two biggest fears. Please.
Can we talk about when a guy makes a girl pay, or he doesn't open the door for her, or he's just not being a gentleman and he's like, well, you wanted equality. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? We wanted equal rights, women should be able to vote and stuff. What? That's literally it. No one asked to pay for anything. No one asked to open their own doors or carry their own suitcases. Don't be manipulative like that. That's crazy. Don't flip it on us like that. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? We wanted to be able to speak and have a voice and get jobs if we wanted to. But please, that argument is so crazy to me. It's really funny. I'm like, aw, you're stupid.
What's good, guys? It's your boy Josten J coming to you with another video. Let's cook, boys. Let's cook. All right. Women hate when they can't use men in modern dating. We got action. Let's cook.
Recently, I had a conversation with a guy, and on the call, he was going off about all of the reasons that he thought that I would make a good partner. In my head, I was like, it sounds like you're reading off my fucking Instagram page. And I hear everything that you're saying, and that's all great. I know what I bring to the table, but what are you going to do for me? What value are you going to bring into my life? Because I am somebody who is extremely independent. I've had to do everything on my own, stand on my own 2 feet. I've been through a lot of trauma. If you're not coming into my life and adding value, you don't belong here.
See, that guy was trying to butter her up without offering her anything, without propositioning her. And the funniest thing is, she didn't even have enough patience to fleece this guy. She was just like, what do you got? So this guy wasn't willing to offer her anything. He just wanted to offer her a conversation, give her a compliment. And what do I keep saying about this? Guys, do not do any of this. Make her earn your compliments. In the beginning, everything is cool. Everything is cool. I like the way your hair looks. You just got it done. All right, keep doing what you're doing. I love that dress on you. The color matches your skin. These are simple compliments, but when it's like, you're this and you're the best thing ever. No, because this is how they look at you, especially when you're first interacting with them. Cool, be chill. But once again, it's all harmless. And she couldn't even wait. She didn't even want to pull the wool over his eyes. See, this is going to happen when they ain't got time to waste like that. Don't get it confused. Oh, I'm strong and I'm independent and all of this stuff I had to do for self. And no, they're at the point where it's like, hurry up. What you got for me? Show me what you got. What you got? Show me the money. I can't afford to lose. That's what it is. But it's funny that she couldn't even wait. Put on a persona. Put on a mask. She was looking down on this guy off rip. But that also plays into she can't use him. He wasn't coming off the rip like, oh, what's your Cash App? What's your Venmo? What's your PayPal? He was trying to talk to her and she's like, I don't want to talk. I need to use you. See, you're trying to talk and build rapport. No. What can you give to me right now? And the fact that he wasn't offering that off rip is like, I can't use this guy. No, let me hurry this along. But the only thing that's going to do is have a man exit stage left. And hopefully that guy told her, okay, or NVM. Okay, or NVM. Let's get the next clip.
Yeah, I just love when I see men that just want to make a woman's life easier. Because these men out here are stingy and I don't want to say broke, but they broke, they stingy, and they just like useless. That's what they are. Men are useless. So like when I see one that's actually like trying to make somebody's life easier, I really admire that. Because that's hard to come by these days. So if you got a man that's helping you financially, emotionally, mentally, in every aspect, keep him around, because I'm looking for one right now. I can't find one.
Men are not stingy. Men are actually very smart. See, this is what women don't understand. As they get older, they think that they can make more demands and all of this stuff. No, as a guy gets older, he gets wiser. It's like as they get older, they don't get wiser. You could actually make money with a man. Get on with a good dude. You can actually build and secure a bag with a guy. But everything that they want to partake in is spending that man's bag. Where's all the guys? You know, guys, they don't want to come into a woman's life and make it easier. You fought for the opposite. Women fought for the opposite. So why do you want a man to come in and make everything easier? Are you saying that we're not equal? And she contradicted herself too. Oh, I'm not going to say they're broke. Nah, but they're broke. What? The type of men that have the bag are going to be productive men as they get older. When you spend so much of your life giving guys who aren't productive a shot, you can't turn around and then expect a productive man to walk into your life and change it. And they're frustrated about that because they can't use men. Let's get the next one.
My boyfriend makes double than I do, and he still wants to split everything 50-50. My boyfriend and I have been together for 9 years, but we've only lived together for 4. I have student loans and he doesn't, and up until recently, we've always split everything 50-50. The thing is, a few months ago, he jumped to $45 an hour while I was still at $31 an hour, and that's when I finally had the courage to ask him if we could start splitting bills and rent proportionately. He got very upset at first and said, okay, I'll pay off your debt and then you pay me back. And then asked me, where is this coming from? Like, you've never had a problem with this. Why are you bringing this up now? He also said that he wouldn't ask this of me if it was the opposite, like if I made more than him, which obviously made me feel really guilty, especially because he was talking in a very condescending, aggressive tone. And I just really didn't say anything back. I just started crying, but in the end, he agreed to do it. But fast forward to now, he earns $60 an hour while I still make $31 an hour. So now we have to adjust to his new pay. So last night, while we were going over splitting rent and bills for this month, he was calculating the new proportional splitting. He had this very annoyed look to him. He didn't say anything, but I knew what he was thinking, and I just said, you make almost double than I do. And then after I said this, he just asked me if once my loan is paid off, we could go back to the old 50-50 system. I felt so offended, like my stomach dropped. We're not even married, and we don't have kids, and what will happen once we do build a family? How is he gonna handle, for example, when I'm on maternity leave and I make 50% less of what I do now? Like, will he still ask for us to split everything 50-50? I honestly feel super guilty when I bring up this subject to him, and I try to avoid it because I just don't want to fight with him. How do relationships last when someone makes significantly more money than the other person?
She comes with student loan debt. Shocker. Go back to the last video. It's like I'm just on this, I have this momentum where I just keep going. If you ever want to fact check anything I say, just tune in and pay attention. Tune in and pay attention. Student loan. So he makes double what she makes. Pretty much. He had to bust his ass to get to where he's at. And she's like, well, this isn't fair. He wants to split everything, make everything fair. She's like, that's not fair. She deserves a soft life. She comes into the relationship with student loan debt. He didn't help create that. He has nothing to do with that. Why all of a sudden why does he have something to do with that now? This is why they want guys with money. And even when you have a lot of potential without the money, they can see that and they'll cling on. Before somebody blows up, really make something of themselves. You ever notice how people try to cling on that didn't believe in them? People come out of nowhere trying to cling on because they can see the vision. Because you just got forward progress. She's also saying, well, what if I get pregnant and I can't work and stuff like that? That is a situation that he created. That is a situation that he should handle. Your situation that you came into the relationship with, no, that has nothing to do with him. But once again, it's still all his fault. I keep telling you guys, everything's going to always be your fault. When it all falls down, it's going to always be your fault. This is why you shouldn't be wanting to deal with broke women. You shouldn't be wanting to deal with women so beneath you. See, these talking points contradict one another in this space. A guy will date the woman that, works at Burger King, and he'll date the barista. Yes, that's true, but two things can be true at the same time. But why is he interested in her for more than like sex? I know we could just chill, kick it. I'm not committing to you. I'm not. See, I think a lot of people think like generational wealth is a rich guy taking a broke woman and putting her on, and then no. She comes into the picture with her own motion. Your motion is better by a little bit or a lot. Now, you put that together, you invest, you flip, you buy, you flip, right? Then you hand that down to your kids, you teach them the business, so on and so forth. Then they do the same thing. Generational wealth. Guys want to spend all this money on it? No. And the reason why she's getting frustrated is because he's not an idiot. Yeah, he's made a mistake and he's in it, but he can get out of it. She don't like that. Why should a guy have to come in and pay your credit card debt, your student loan debt, all of that stuff? He didn't help you acquire all of that. If anything, you getting with him can help you build a bag, but you're taking 10 steps backwards when you allow one of these women to come into your life. You're going to take 10 steps backwards. That's why you have to deal with the women that like you more than you like them. You have to deal with women who are not bums. And I'm not saying that this woman is a bum. She makes all right money, but it's not adequate. You're expecting all of this stuff. And when she said, what if I get pregnant? This is what he's saving for. This is why he's busting his ass. This is why he starts making more money and more money and more money for that. He's taking it serious. He's taking the future serious. You didn't take the past serious. So now he has to pay for that as well. Nah, men ain't going for it. And if you pay attention, you can see bro putting his foot down with her. But then he takes it back, and this is why you got to be one way. The way you do things has to be official. From the very beginning. Vet. Test. Talking about they're testing men. If you see a guy that has potential, has the bag, has a good future, what the hell are you testing him for? What are you testing him for? He needs to be testing you. Because whether he has the bag or he has a lot of potential, everyone can see. He knows it. He's confident about his future. He can taste it. He's so close. You need to be tested. You need to be vetted. Let's get the next clip.
You know what I hate about dating in your 30s? Besides everything? When a man asks you out repetitively for a year and a half, over and over and over again, and you say no. Every single time. You say no, you say no, you say no. Then finally, he asks you again, and you're like, you know what? We want the same things. Maybe I should lower my standards a little bit and go out with you. What's the worst that could happen? Let's see if we have anything in common. So you go, you start dating, you have lots of things in common. This is great. He pursued you for a year and a half. What could go wrong? Except that he's like every other disgusting man in the world and tells you at the end, nobody's treated me so good the way that you have, except I'm not ready for a relationship. The fuck do you mean you're not ready for a relationship? You pursued me for a year and a half. You asked me out all the time, every which way, and now you're not ready for a relationship? Even though you said, oh, well, when you meet my family, oh, well, when we go to this concert together, oh, well, when we go over there, oh, well, when what? When nothing. When nothing. You meant nothing that you said. No men mean anything that they ever say, and all men are the exact same, no matter if you lower your standards, higher your standards, it doesn't even matter, because they're all the same. They are all trash.
They swear that guys are thirsty for them, but here's what happens. The guys who are thirsty for them, they give them a shot thinking they're going to punch down, right? And they're going to date down. And what happens is the guy who was chasing for so long actually gets with her and he realizes he was tripping the entire time. He goes away. I've been through this countless times in my life where I thought I was going to win some prize. And then when I actually got with the chick, it was just either normal or whatever. It wasn't what I was expecting. And there was no reason to continue on with it. And that's what happens in a lot of these situations. See, women get a lot of attention, but those guys don't want to commit to them. That's why I'm telling you, whenever a woman's saying all of this stuff about, well, you know, what he won't do, another guy will do, and I got options and stuff like that. Yeah, you have options of guys that want to sleep with you. But you don't have options of guys who are stand-up, productive men that want to look after you, that want to take care of you, that want to lead you. See, what they'll do is they'll say, well, these guys can't lead. These guys aren't leaders. These guys aren't worth my time because they don't want to follow your lead. But how can a leader follow a follower? It doesn't make any sense. It's just frustration because men can't be used. They think that they're going to double back around for a guy and he's going to be with the shits because now he's still desperate. No, that's not how that works. See, even the guys that go for that, they get punished by these women because these women don't really want them. They don't want them at all. So that's the funniest thing about it. When they double back to one of these guys, it makes no difference anyway. It makes no difference. It's like the same thing. If a woman's not going to follow your lead, you should just rather have no women. You should have no women at that point. What's the point? She's not going to follow your lead. I don't need her around. Same thing with them. If they can't have a guy lead them and they settle for this, you might as well just have no man. You might as well. But it's frustration because they can't use men. Let's get the next one.
This is probably one of the most unromantic ass generations in the world. Like, you literally gotta ask a man for dates, ask them for flowers, ask them for time. Like, it be so rare that you have a connection with somebody that want to do those things naturally. As a woman, I'm not telling you shit that you should already know. You should know that I like flowers. You should know that I like dates. You should know that I want time spent. Like, I'm not the bitch that you keep put up in the crib. I want to go out. I want to be seen. I want to have a time. I cannot do a boring nigga. That shit drives me insane. I like to have fun. I like to create memories. If you're boring, it will never, ever, 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 ever work with me. Ever.
When she's saying boring, what she means is stable. This is all she means. She means stable. Men that make money spend time on their craft. Spend time focusing on what really needs to be handled. They have fun. But these women want to live 24-hour fun on somebody else's dime. That's not how that goes. They find themselves frustrated because what's in their head is delusion. It's not reality. So now, when they're in reality, they're like, why isn't this going down? The stuff I read about, well, the stuff I look on Instagram and see, the stuff in the movies and the reality TV, this isn't my experience. These dudes are whack. But the problem is, that's not real. The men who want to be outside, right? And this is their type. This is their type. The men who want to be outside, it's not good. The ones outside, they don't want to commit. Why would they need to commit? Why would they need to commit to you? It's so funny that their type isn't good for commitment and all of this treatment long term, but that's still their type. They try to fight against their type and end up returning back to their type. But at the end of the day, these guys can't be used by them. They're too busy using them. And then the productive men, they're too smart and they just get out of the way so they can't use them. So this is where it leads them. If a woman can't use you and she gets an attitude with you, cut communication. If a woman is saying that your efforts aren't good enough and that you should be doing more, and you know that you're doing something, cut communication with her. That's it. There's not enough simps. There's not. There's really not. And to all my brothers that are doing good out there, continue to do what you're doing. Continue to do what you're doing. You know that you're in a good spot. There's this big facade out here that men are down bad and men aren't going to school like that and da-da-da-da-da. Men are killing it out here. A lot of men move in silence. We don't have to beat on our chest and tell the world how good we're doing. If anything, we stay low about it. Quiet about it. I don't want anybody to know what I got. I don't want anybody to know how good I'm really doing. Because it breeds envy, jealousy, hate, and people that are trying to pull you down to the bottom with them. No. Has to be this way. Shout out to all my brothers working hard out there. Enjoy your weekend. And do me a favor, subscribe to the New Clips channel. I just want to let you know, if nobody's told you that they appreciate you today, just know that I appreciate you. So this was Women Hate When They Can't Use Men in Modern Dating. Hope you guys got a lot out of it. It's your boy, Josten J. Get with you boys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
My roommate in college was cheating on her long-distance boyfriend, and he was driving long distance to come see her every weekend, and he was bringing food for her roommates, for her friends. He was fixing our sink. He was helping us with any maintenance issues we had around the dorm, and just overall helping her adjust as much as he could with her new college while he was going to college himself and had a full-time job, and she was cheating on him. So I pulled her aside and I was like, you have to tell him. And she was like, I'm not going to tell him. I'm going to figure out where I want to go with this other guy before I bail on my 3-year relationship. So what I did was wait for the boyfriend to come home. And then I called him the other guy's name, who he was already suspicious of. So he picked up on the cue immediately. And for the next 3 hours, I heard them arguing in the other room. And then the next day, they sent us home for COVID. And I never saw her or him or anyone else in the situation ever again. I do have a happy update, though, that she got cheated on in her next relationship. Karma is a